terrain fellows, how are you tonight? Today want to finish up, going to finish my Dry Gulch here, and there are a few things, few ways and a few methods, a few items that I use for my scenery on my layouts. Here I've got them here in front. I've got my ground foam that I can use for bushes and such in the different colors, and then I even grind that down further to make it grass or the fine scenery items. I've also got pine tree needles and such that I have ground up and sprinkle them around the trees, around the pine trees, give them a realistic. I've also got realistic twigs that I've used in the module here so far. These brushes here, these are actually brushes from a push broom. They can be glued in place. You can get them in different colors if you like and glue those in place. I don't use those very often. Static grass, everybody uses that. And then these here are tufts that I've made. I'll show those in a few minutes, that I have made to simulate brush and sagebrush, duckweed, duckgrass along the roads and along the river here. Excuse me, got a brain cramp there. So I'm going to use these materials here and fill this out, flesh it out, make the scenery pop. I'm also going to be putting in some pine trees up here that I've made, and also I've got some wire trees here. I want to make this a little bit more of a desert scene, so I'm going to add some pieces here. Also going to put the bridge in place. So stick around, take a few minutes and pop those things in here and see how it looks after we put it together. Alright, just about done here. You can see, and again, this is the blue foam, the dryer sheets, and the dirt on top. It's very easy to plant these. Just poke a hole and push them in, and then I can even make them whatever height I want. Just push it down a little bit further and makes a bush there. I can groom these guys together to make a different, some dark and light and dark and light. But I hope you can see here that I've kind of filled this in and just about got my plants in. Now that's not all of them. After a while I'll look and go, you know what, this needs a spot. I need something right here. So I can poke a hole and take one of my weeds, my duckweeds, and stick it in place. Hey, it needs a brother. I need another one next to it. So do that and put another one in place. There you go. Now I got a couple. That's my bushes. That's my homemade bushes. Now again, I'll show you how to do those in a few minutes. Now I'm going to put in my pine trees. Check that out. Alright, there, just about got the forest in the background finished up. That guy in there, and put one right here in the foreground. But you can also see here that I've got different sizes of trees and different tall, different short, different fat. So it gives it a little bit more variety, a little bit more pleasing to the eye, I think. Got some blue one, or some blue spruce, some green ones, some that are new, some that even have some dead going on them here. Got a little bit of rot happening in the forest. Maybe I'll put some more in along the back. Maybe we'll have to make some more, but for right now, that's my background forest. Now, this is kind of a desert scene. Not a lush rainforest. So I made some wire trees here, and without any vegetation on them. So I'm just going to plant them in a few spots here. And again, because I've got the foam there, it's not hard to plant these. I don't have to drill anything or put them in place. But we'll just put them in these holes, and I'll have to glue them in a little bit later. But these trees are done with wire, and then a little bit of rubber latex painted over them, a little bit of paint for the kind of trees that they are. So I'm going to put one here, put one there. Might be too much dead. I don't know. Might be too much dead for this area, but I already got one right here. But at least this will add to it. All right, there we go. Dead tree, dead tree, dead tree, dead tree, dead tree, dead tree. Or it's fall and all of the leaves are falling off. But there we go. Also, I've got the bridge. Did a little bit of weathering on it, put it in place. I think all my N-scale cars are in storage someplace, so found this little one here that kind of works. But that's my bridge across the dirt road, dirt road leading up to the bridge across the wash. We all know it's not always done. I might add some more bushes to it, might add some more trees, might add some leaves to the trees, might add a few more pine trees up here. But this is what I was looking for. Makes me pretty happy that we got these guys filled out and worked on. I can run trains through the scenery here. Hey train and scenery friends, how's it going? Now the part that you've been waiting for, I'm sure. How did I make those long grass tufts I used on my Dry Gulch? Let me show you. I didn't want to have a lot of grass that just was poking up. I wanted something that kind of blossomed up, kind of came out from one spot, like a sagebrush or like a duck grass, something along that line. And so this is what I came up with. My tools: pair of scissors, white glue, and then Faux Fur. It's Faux Fur. Get it at craft and hobby stores. A couple of different colors that I found that I like is this dark one, and it has this silver top on it, and it's alright, but this here, as I made these, it reminded me a little bit of a sagebrush. So I like this one. Also like this light colored one, gives you that golden wheat or the golden color on your prairie. And then the one I'm going to use today is this medium brown. Like this one, it kind of bridges the gap between the light and the dark ones on here. So the first thing we do, and with our supplies, we're just going to use a little dab of glue here on this paper. Going to cut a clump of the fur. Not too much, but enough that's pinched between your fingers. Get it kind of gathered together, dip it in the glue, and then you just have to roll it around. Roll it on your fingers, and your fingers will get a little sticky for a moment, but the more you go back and forth and roll it around, the glue will dry and go into the fur. So after a moment or two, there you go. Got it done. Now a little bit of trimming and magic. Cut off this tail, that way we don't have to poke so far deep down in the ground. And then we give it a haircut. I like to do it a little bit rounded instead of square. And there we go. I've got a tuft now that can go in my ground on my Dry Gulch. And we're doing another one. It's not that hard, and again, it's fairly easy to do. If you want a bigger one, then you just get a bigger piece. If you want to do some small young saplings or new growth, then just take a little teeny piece. So back and forth, twist and roll, twist and roll. White glue works pretty good. I have used Aleene's tacky glue, but because of its thickness and tackiness, sometimes it takes a while of spinning and twisting before it finally becomes non-tacky. So white glue seems to work pretty good. Give it a haircut again, cut those off. Cut off stragglers. There we go. Got a nice little short one there. One more. Let me give you one more and call it a day. Trim a clump off. Straighten it out. Have the base. If you got an unruly base on it, make sure it's kind of straight, that way you don't have a long tail on it. Dip it in the glue, start spinning it around. Spin, 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 twist, twist, twist. Reminds me of those little troll dolls that used to be around. Little hair on those. Cut the end off. That's not a requirement, but I just do it so it don't have to have such a deep hole to plant in. And then give it a haircut again. Trim off the wayward ones. It feels like it just needs a little bit more glue. Spin and twist until the glue dries up. There you go. There's another one ready to go on the desert prairie scene. Hope that works out for you guys. I've had a blast with it, and I like it, and it works on my layout quite a bit. Thanks a lot. Talk to you later.